Alright students, in this video we're going to review rate of change, which we mentioned it was the same thing as slope. And we can just skip all this and let's just go straight to the important information, which is making a connection that slope and rate of change could be found through the formula chart. In the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you're going to calculate the rate of change by using the slope formula, which is this one. You're going to determine which one is the independent or dependent variable, so you can ask about what that slope represents in the situation. And then the keywords you're going to look for or use are y per x, or something per something, like per apple, per car, or for each, or every. So these are the keywords that will tell you this is your rate of change. The first one is a table that shows you a scenario of Kenzie has a small pool, has a slow leak, and this is the data collected over time per hours. So back to slope. Slope is just y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you just need 2 points. In this table, let's say we use these 2 points right here. And we're going to calculate by replacing the y values on the top. So 24.25 minus 18.25 over the x's. So we're going to do 3 minus 7. If you type this in your calculator or do the math individually, you can get the answer in one step. Here's an example of how to type it. So we're going to do 24.25 minus 18.25 over 3 minus 7. And the answer is negative 1.5. So this means that your slope is negative 1.5, your rate of change is negative 1.5, but you still got to interpret what that means in terms of the situation. So here we have negative 1.5, we're looking at inches for the y's, so the top is the y's, and this is your inches, and then the bottom is your hours. Your x's is your time, your hours. So we're going to say that this is per hour. So we're losing, the water is leaking, negative, well, you don't gotta say negative, it's just leaking 1.5 inches per hour. So that's the interpretation of that rate of change. So when we find rate of change is on table, you just gotta find the slope. From the slope, you interpret what that means in terms of the situation. Let's do another example of a table just real quick. Pick another set of 2 points. We're finding the rate of change, so we're going to do the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it will be 288 minus 432 over 24 minus 36. If we type this in the calculator, 288 minus 432 over 24 minus 36, we get 12. So the slope here is 12. Now we need to interpret what that 12 means. So the y's, x and y's, the y's is the number of chocolate chips. The top is the chocolate chips. And then the x's is the number of cookies. So it's chocolate chips per cookie. So it's 12. Technically, if this is a fraction, it's 12 over 1. So that's why it's 12 chocolate chips per cookie. So that's finding it on a table, rate of change on a table. So on the graph, it's similar to what we just did, but you need to make that graph or look at 2 points on the graph. A mini table works as well, writing a mini table with 2 points that you find here. So there's a point right here, and all of these are points that we can use, but we only need 2. So let's just say we're going to use these 2. We're going to do 2 and 21, and then 4 and 24. And if we do the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you're going to subtract your y values 21 minus 24 over your x values 2 minus 4. Here, you could just do the math in your head. 21 minus 24 is negative 3. And then 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative divided by negative is positive, so that leaves you with 3 over 2, or 1.5. So going back to the scenario of what this means, it's number of months and inches. X is your number of months, Y is your inches. So negative 3 inches in 2 months. We can say that according to this, the tree is growing 3 inches every 2 months. All right, so I hope this example shows you how to do rate of change.